Adelaide, with a couple of seconds left on the clock here, are going to go into a preliminary final to take on Hawthorn. It is Port Adelaide through. Fremantle's season is over.
The better team won tonight, let's all acknowledge that. I think we worked through some real adversity. We worked our way into a top 4 spot. 2 more wins, you're sitting on top of the ladder. I mean, there's some significant things there. So, yeah, there'll be plenty of positives. There's a lot to be positive about, and that's been vindicated by how our players have returned in great shape. Where we've got a lot of young players that are emerging. Lachie Neale had 36 possessions, Cam Sutcliffe. We think we've got the best 23-year-old in the country in that 5. We've got Hill. And that day there was no, as much as McFarlane's a veteran, there was 3 Australians missing, McFarlane, Johnson and Ballantyne. So as disappointed we were, we understand if we do the work and we can keep everyone together and fit and healthy and play at our very best, that we're a very good team. So, yeah, we're really excited. And we know there's lots of growth underneath us as well. So we think, as much as we're an older list, if you look at the top end, 25 and under, we're in great shape. Traditionally, pre-season, we go Monday to Friday, when other teams will do a Saturday as well. So we restructured, and you know, our Thursday's our day off now, and has enabled us to do more running and more work over the summer, which equates to about, really in reality, another 5 weeks of training within the block that if we hadn't done Saturdays we wouldn't have been able to do. So they're all the things that go to the whole to enable you to be confident to improve. When you sit there and you say, well, how are you going to improve your list? Well, they're the mechanisms: draft, free agency, trade. So since I've been there, we haven't traded a pick. Not a pick, I wouldn't have thought. Maybe a late pick for a Gumbleton that we weren't going to use, but there's certainly been no first-round draft picks traded. So, and then we certainly went to the draft table and got 4 very good young players, is what we think, but time will tell. And then free agency, we don't go a scattergun approach. We had 1 player, Frawley, that we spoke to and courted, but that was always a challenge when you got the premiership team and back-to-back, probably around, fiscally around the same sort of money, and you don't have to travel. But as much as free agent's important, and people will say we've missed some big fish, there's a break point where you don't want to compromise your list and your whole salary cap. So you've got to have some safety nets in place that it's not at any cost. The reality is there's 10 teams in Melbourne, so it's easier for players that want to stay on the East Coast to remain in Melbourne, and then there's Sydney. So the tyranny of distance has to be a factor, but certainly going forward, we'll probably put more emphasis on WA players elsewhere, because there's an incentive to come home.
He nursed it inside 50, over the back. The knife fight around the body for 3 in a row.
I really don't have favourites, particularly when I'm coaching, but that's a key driver of our team. He's emerged into the leadership group the year, because we do it by vote and it's transparent. 12 months earlier, maybe 4 people voted for him. 12 months on, 36 people voted for him out of the 40, because the first years don't really vote. So they're not the exact numbers, but he's clearly a big influencer. He's got great character, great competence, and he'll continue to grow and improve. The management of McFarlane, Sandilands and Pavlich is certainly on the agenda, and it's been discussed, and I think we've put it on the agenda with Luke. Certainly the 3 of them in the first half of the year, they'll play all the games. So then from there we'll see, well, are we in good shape? Well, are there opportunities to manage them? Particularly Luke, who's been struggled in the back half of the years, really. I mean, Aaron never wants to miss, and Pav typically has never. But then at the halfway mark, we might be in poor shape. We don't want to be, but it's possible. So then we would look at, well, what do we do from here? You know, are the young kids that, if we're not in good shape, well, rest them anyway and give opportunities to the future. So either way, we'll assess at the halfway mark. I think there's 18 premiership teams out there at the minute. So we all get to the grid even. We've all got some massive challenges in front of us, and it's the teams that can stay fit, healthy and hungry tend to get it done. So we want to be one of those teams.